Oh, hella beard, it's your boy Big BB, and we are back for another edition of Big Beard Business. Today we're here hopping into a fragrance brand that I know nothing about or knew nothing about until I got this fragrance in. Now this one comes from a brand that has decided to recreate, clone, or make an alternative to an extremely popular fragrance from the house of PDM, and that is Carlisle. Now if you've been tuned into this channel and you really pay attention when it comes down to clone fragrances, I haven't really explored a ton of different brands. I know what fragrance houses I like when it comes down to it, and I kind of stick with those because they work for me and the prices aren't really terrible. So therefore I stuck with those. However, my good friends over at fragrancebuy.ca say, yo B, we got something here, we need you to try it out, let us know what you think. And I said, all right, because it's you, I'll do it. Now to keep it 100, I've never heard of this brand, but what I've been able to hear, at least from Fragrance Buy, is that this fragrance is amazing and that people are going to go crazy about it. And I had the chance to try this and, well, they know what they're talking about. So the fragrance opens up like this, and you know me, ooh, fuck the box, baby. We don't care about that. We care about this juice. Now the fragrance is called Perlador from the house of Borouj, and this fragrance here, again, is a recreation clone alternative to that of Carlisle. As I mentioned, I've never heard of this company until I've got this fragrance in. They hit me up and said, yo B, we got this fragrance, we think it'll be enjoyable and it's based upon Carlisle. And I said, sure, let me try it out. Now when I think of Carlisle, I think of this warm fragrance that's really fit for the fall and winter, but it's something very seductive and sensual within the scent. With this fragrance, you get saffron, you get rose, you get vanilla, you get tonka. Within that, in the woods for sure, I'm like, okay, I see where that fragrance goes. Now, when I think of this one here, Perlador, I get a lot of those same nuances. But before I get into that, let me give you a little bit more about this presentation. Now, a lot of these clone brands out there, when they get into the presentations, they're a little bit weird. And this one here looks good. It's not cheesy. You got this goldish hue, translucent bottle. You got a gold top there, and then also you got that pressurized atomizer, so you can pretty much go through and control how much you want. Yeah, okay, that does smell. That smells really good. So on first spray with Perlador, I get something that is spicy. I get something that is warm and very, very sensual, very similar to what I would get with Carlisle. In fact, that's what it's trying to recreate. With this fragrance though, I do find that it is not 100% mixed, not 100% match at all, which I think is fine. It's neither bad or good because the fragrance does in itself smell great. This fragrance here has this almost something in it, it's almost like a honey-ish feel, but I still get that spice here, right? And that spice could be brought in by way of cinnamon or saffron, or maybe a combination of the two. That's what I'm picking up on this fragrance when I smell it. Now, when I smell Carlisle, for sure, Carlisle has, again, that fresh feel for what it is. Like, it's not a fresh fragrance, but when I compare it to some of the darker fragrances from the house of PDM, it's a little more fresh than what we can experience there. But there is something here that is almost woody. All right, so there's something that's almost woody within this fragrance, very different than what you would get in Carlisle, but it still smells great. In fact, when I smell this fragrance, I kind of get like a mixture of three fragrances that come to mind for me, and that would be obviously Carlisle, Wojan, and then also Mancera's Red Tobacco. That's kind of what I feel this fragrance conveys, and it comes together in a mix that I personally find to be extremely enjoyable. Now, there is almost something here that almost just stings and tickles the nostrils a bit, that could be a bit oody, but it's not oud-ish. All right, as I mentioned, this fragrance does have a lot of woods within it, and as this fragrance begins to dry down and transition, you get something that is closer to Carlisle, but it never really stops being close to Carlisle, if that makes sense. On first spray, you get something that is very similar, not an exact match, but as it goes along, you begin to get some of those aspects that we talked about. Some of that wood is there. And in the base there, I still get that wood here, but it's amped up in terms of where it stays, but it's surrounded by this blanket of spice and tonka and vanilla. It's something that I really do enjoy. Now for me, Perlador is going to be a great alternative to Carlisle, especially if you're looking to save some money. If you are new to niche fragrances, right, and you're not looking to spend an arm and a leg when it comes down to a fragrance, then Perlador could be for you. Or if you are very well versed in terms of niche fragrances, right, and you love PDM and you love what Carlisle does, but you don't think it can fit in an everyday wear situation for you because of its price point, then this could be a fragrance that you could rock as an alternative, and I think you'll be good to go. Now in terms of that compliment factor, I think it will come through, it'll shine. Now my wearings in this one, I haven't gotten it, but Carlisle is not my most complimented PDM fragrance, so there's that. I do think this fragrance smells good. I did get good feedback from the missus. However, I don't think that this is the most complimented fragrance from their house of PDM. Therefore, Perlador kind of falls in line to what you would expect with Carlisle. Now, Carlisle, for a lot of people, is like the holy grail. In fact, it's one of the more popular fragrances from the brand. So don't take my experiences as your own with this one because it could be quite different depending on who you are around and where you are. And some of you don't care about compliments anyway, so I digress. Now, when it comes down to performance, projection, longevity with this fragrance, this one checks the boxes for me, especially for where this one lands. In terms of the longevity, I'm getting well into 8 to 10 hour range with this one. In terms of projection, it's going to go 2 to 3 feet easily. And listen, it has a nice scent trail around it, so that sillage is going to be on point. So that's my take on this fragrance. I think it's a great fragrance, especially for the buy when I'm looking at the two here. This one here is 125 ml, and this one here we have 85 ml. So there's a difference in terms of how much you get. However, there is a huge price difference in terms of what this fragrance does cost you. Again, if you're looking for this fragrance, holla at my friends over at fragrancebuy.ca. Click on the links down below. That'll take you there. You can check this fragrance out and see if it's something that you want to add into your daily wear and especially into your cologne lineup. Now, as I mentioned, it's not an exact match, but it's pretty damn close. Simply put, this one is warm, it's mature, it has this subtle seduction to it, and I think that is in a good way. You're gonna dress this fragrance up, dress it down, be confident in your approach in wearing this fragrance because, well, it smells really, really nice there. Warm, spicy, mature, sweet, sensual for sure. You can't go wrong with Perlador from the house of Borouj. That's all I have for you today. As always, I'm your boy, Big Beard B. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend that we are back again. And you already know what I need you to do. Just hit the goddamn